Welcome to the My Mystery UFO training video. In this video we'll be teaching you how to show off this amazing flying toy in no time at all. We'll take a look at how to launch your first flight, some basic and advanced tricks, as well as pointing out some hints and tips along the way. To show you the magic behind the My Mystery UFO, we've got Juan Carlos, our master flyer and UFO expert. My Mystery UFO has no batteries, no remote control, doesn't use static electricity and is completely silent. So how on earth does it work? The secret to My Mystery UFO is in these UFO coils. A UFO coil consists of two pieces of putty at each end of a few strands of nearly invisible thread. This thread is 5 times stronger than steel of the same weight and is key to the secret of the UFO. The thread comes coiled around a drum and you get 8 coils with each UFO. Each set comes with a thicker practice thread, so you don't have to worry about breaking the thinner, delicate threads, and you can clearly see it while you practice. This is the thread we'll be using to show you how to start your first flight. To remove the thread, all you have to do is take off the top piece of putty, turn the drum upside down and let it fall. Now the thread is simply hanging from the second piece of putty. Then you can just remove the second piece of putty and this will avoid getting the thread tangled. Take one end of the thread, feed this over your ear and stick it to the back of your ear using the putty. The other end goes through the V at the top of the UFO and sticks inside so that the string comes right out of the top of the UFO. Lean slightly forward and the UFO should now hang freely in front of you. A natural position is with the UFO hanging around belly button height. If the thread is too long, you can shorten it so that the UFO hangs higher up your body. Roll the putty up the thread, occasionally pressing the thread into the putty, which allows you to adjust the length of the thread more precisely. A couple of important things to remember are to wear a dark shirt, preferably patterned, and make sure you only use the UFO inside, away from any bright lights. This is to avoid the light catching the thread and breaking the illusion. We are deliberately demonstrating in conditions that aren't ideal, so that it allows you to see the thread and learn how to use the UFO. So, now you know how to set up the UFO, let's move on to your first flight. In order to practice spinning the UFO, you need to lean slightly forward and allow the UFO to hang. Then hold the top of the UFO between your thumb and fingers and flick your wrist to begin it spinning. When you get better at this, you'll be able to spin the UFO without letting it hang first. An advanced method is to throw the UFO like a disc across the front of your body, although this is more difficult to master. You need to make sure the UFO is spinning fast and that it isn't wobbling, as this won't look very effective when flying. It's important to remember that if you're spinning the UFO for a long time in one direction, the thread will begin to get twisted, so you'll need to spin the UFO back the other way from time to time. The basic flight is achieved by spinning the UFO and then positioning the thread in the gap formed between your thumb and forefinger. Make sure you don't grip the thread, as it needs to be able to slide freely up and down between your fingers. The most useful move to master is how to move your hand up and down the thread without making the UFO move too much. You can use your free hand below the UFO for added effect. When you move your hand away from your body, the UFO will rise, and when you bring it towards you, the UFO will descend. Remember to always catch the UFO before it begins to spin too slowly and gives away the secret. Once you've mastered the basic flight, the first trick to try is called hand-to-hand. This involves doing exactly what it describes, passing the UFO from one hand to the other. Catch the thread between your thumb and forefinger and then gently throw it across your body from one hand to the other. The final basic move is called up and over. This is where you pass the UFO up and through a loop created by your arms. Here we'll show you slowly without the UFO spinning, so you can clearly see the action. It may help you to use your thumbs to guide the thread, and the momentum should carry the UFO round. This move is very good at making people believe the UFO can't possibly be attached to a thread. When you're comfortable with the basic moves, you can move on to the advanced tricks. We'll be demonstrating these using the invisible thread, as you may find some more difficult using the practice thread. The invisible pull. This is where it appears as though you're pulling the UFO down and from side to side. Lift the UFO high, and with a pulling motion of your free hand, gently let the UFO descend. To move the UFO left and right, you need to slowly move your head in the direction you wish to pull the UFO. Around the world is a very impressive trick where the UFO flies around your body in a complete circle. Simply throw the UFO to the left if you have the thread behind your left ear, or to the right if it's behind your right ear. Wait for the UFO to pass behind your back and then catch it again in front. You'll then need to throw the UFO back in the opposite direction to avoid the thread getting tangled around your neck. The next trick, anti-gravity, doesn't need the UFO to be spinning to look amazing. First, start with an around the world. Then, without the UFO spinning, throw it back around your body. Bring the UFO to a stop using the back of your fingers, keeping the UFO balanced and touching your fingers so you don't reveal that you're using a thread. Briefly let the UFO hang, and then holding your UFO hand still, lean back and lift your head. This will give the effect of the UFO levitating towards your hand. To improve the effect, use your free hand to appear as though you're pulling the UFO upwards. Sombrero looks very confusing, so we'll first show you without the UFO spinning and using the practice thread to make it easier to see. The UFO begins by making a small rotation in front of the body. Using this momentum and guiding the thread by your thumb and forefinger, you need to lift the UFO up and pass it over your head. Then you simply continue into and around the world. This is how it looks with the invisible thread. Confusion is just an extension to the basic move up and over. This links an up and over round the left arm to an up and over round the right arm. To show you the trick clearly, we're going to take you through it without the UFO spinning. The key to not getting tangled is to use your hands to guide the thread from a center point. Pass the UFO through the first loop and then immediately raise the arm that the UFO has passed over as you drop your other arm. The UFO should be rotating in a circular motion, so as it comes back around, the loop with the other arm should now have been formed ready for the UFO to pass through. Repeat this motion over and over to create confusion. Around the moon is a fantastic one-handed trick. Start the UFO by throwing it across your body to get a fast spin. As you catch the UFO, you need to send it back in the opposite direction and wrap it around your thumb. The UFO will need to go over the top of your arm, but underneath the thread that is coming from your ear. Then just send the UFO back the way it came and finish with around the world. Turbo boost. Start with an advanced spin with the UFO moving in a wide rotation so it would appear that it's going to go around your body. However, before it goes behind your back, you need to swing your head forward so the UFO flies forwards and away from your body. This will give the turbo boost effect as the UFO shoots forwards. The hands do not actually touch the UFO, they're just used for added effect. As the UFO returns to you, simply catch the UFO. A good way to finish your routine is to briefly distract your audience from the UFO while you remove the putty. Then you can throw the UFO to the audience, who will then be baffled by how the trick is done. Remember to keep the secret to yourself, and no matter how much people ask, don't tell them how it's done. When you feel you're well on the way to becoming a UFO master, why not try adding a second UFO? The key to flying 2 UFOs at once is to put both threads behind the same ear. As the threads are very strong, it doesn't matter if you cross them, just always try and remember to reverse any movements so they don't become too twisted. You can then do some amazing tricks like the double around the world and double hand to hand. There are a couple of extra tricks you can do using the thread without the UFO attached. The first is the itchy ear, an amusing trick where you make your ear appear to wiggle by itself. Just attach the thread to your ear as normal and give it a gentle tug to move your ear on cue. You can also use the thread to levitate objects, such as a coin. Stick the putty to one side of a coin and then give it a spin with the putty on the underside of the coin. This means the putty is kept hidden from view as the coin floats around. These are just some of the extra tricks you can do using My Mystery UFO. Have fun creating your own tricks and practicing those shown in this video until you too become a UFO master. Mystify your friends, mystify your family. Good luck and have fun.